Hello everyone and welcome to the first tutorial in the Sons of the Forest modding tutorials series. Today we are going to be covering how the basic startup RedLoader template for modders works and showing you how to place some basic messages when the game starts up. This is just the first video of many to come. We will be covering many more modding tasks that you may wish to accomplish in future videos. If you don't have RedLoader installed, you can find a good video by Davo here on how to properly install it. I also have the link in the description. To download this tutorial template, you're going to want to go to Git, clone repository, Git, copy and paste this link, put it here, click on that. I already have mine cloned, so I don't need to do this, but you'll need to do this. Now, the first thing you need to do is uncomment Harmony Patch All. This is important to uncomment because without Harmony Patch All uncommented, the script here won't update each time you export and build it. Now the next thing you'll notice is that there are three methods in yellow text here. Methods are containers for code that do certain things when code is executed within them. Let's quickly go over what these do. Code within onInitialized mod executes when the mod initializes. Code within skdinitialize executes when RedLoader is initialized, and that typically happens in the startup menu. Code within onGameStart happens and gets executed when the game starts. Let's focus on the onGameStart method and make some simple chat messages that will play when the game starts up. To do this, you can type in rlog message my message, and when the game starts up, in the RedLoader console, it will play my message. However, we can make things much easier on ourselves so that we don't have to type in rlog every time we want to make a message like this by uncommenting using static RedLoader rlog. And now we can remove rlog and then just type in message directly. And you can see here that I have a bunch of other similar commands commented out like this. Let's go ahead and uncomment these, and I'll go over what each of these do. Sun's Tools Show Message plays a message that's similar to the notifications that you see in game often when you're building or have objectives to go to. Warning and Error play messages in red text. Right Line plays a dashed line across the RedLoader console. Message Direct allows you to play a message and specify the color. Like, for example, you can see a bunch of different colors here, and whatever color I pick will be the color that shows up in the world. Just going to put it back to green for the moment. Big Error shows some red text in the RedLoader console with two dashed lines next to it. Makes it easier to see the normal error messages. Debug is functionally very similar to message. I would just use message most of the time. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention. If you want to customize the duration of how long this message shows up in game, then you can put it in right here. Like for this, what this does is it gives it 10 seconds. However, if you put something like 10.5, you also need to include F at the end of it. Otherwise, you'll get an error like this. Just put F at the end of it if it's not a whole number. Once you are ready, hit Build, Build Solution, and it should already be working in game. All you have to do is start up the game now. Once we are in game, enter the pause menu and press F9. And as you can see, we have the messages that we played in our script right here and working in game. And you can see here that my message test is showing up with the duration I wanted in game. I also recommend creating a fresh save profile that is in creative, so this way you get access to Kelvin and Virginia easily with no enemies to interrupt, and also the maximum performance. These parts I'm going to cover in another video, since they require some extra explaining to utilize properly. Messages like this are commonly used for error checking, making sure the code is working properly, and Sun's Tools can also show messages that the player can see, and you can use this to convey information to the player as well as do all the testing you need. If you're looking for some additional resources on modding, I recommend checking out Axel's modding tutorial series here. Axel has a whole bunch of tutorials here that go over different things, common C# knowledge, how to do a few specific things. It's very useful. I found this tutorial very useful while I was learning, so definitely check this out. I also recommend checking out Toni's documentation on RedLoader here. It has all kinds of information on how to do different things, and many of the fundamentals of RedLoader. For now, this concludes this Sons of the Forest modding tutorial video. If you have any more questions, I suggest checking out the Sons of the Forest Discord's modding section. There are many mod devs there available to answer questions. It's a great way to get your questions answered. For now, stay tuned for more Sons of the Forest modding tutorial videos. We have a lot to cover.